Hey guys, so a lot of us go for that outside chord, right? Or sounding outside the key, right? Just to make your playing sound better, right? Or just more seasoned. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at sounding outside of the key during transition. Okay, so that can be a 2-5-1, that can be doing your 7-3-6, 3-6-2 progressions. What we'll do is we'll take a look at a 7-3-6, right? Let's go to the key of C. Okay, just a plain C major chord. So let's take a look at a simple song, I Love You, Lord. Okay, so it's okay if you don't know this one, just get the concept. Okay, so when you're on the 5, you can do 6, 7, 1. Okay, sometimes what you can do is you can stay on that 7. So let me see. I think 2. Okay, so you can do like a 7-3-6. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute a chord. We're going to put another chord in there, right? So over that 3, a lot of times we play like a 7 chord, right? Dominant 7 or a flat 9. This is our chord. Okay, this is our chord of the day, and I'm gonna give you a run of the day as well, since we haven't done that in a while. So here we go. The 7. That's your 7. Your 3 is going to be this. Okay. And I'll do that again because I want to do that like in more of a drop 2 type of way. So watch this. So I love you, Lord, today. Watch this. All right. So that's one way you can play your alternate chord in drop 2 style. Another way you can do it is a run, right? So we have this. Let's see. Okay, so that's another way that you can kind of spice up your playing is by doing a run. So I'm still basing it off of the same chord, right? So okay, so I feel like that's cool. All right. Now what am I doing? Right. So basics. When you're on let's say a dominant chord, so we're doing a 7-3, pretty much like a minor 2-5-1. When I'm on that 3 in the key of C, right, which is that 3, which is the E. I mean, so you're either playing an E7 or a E flat 9, right? I'm thinking of it like the family 4 dominance. Okay, I've been talking about this so much, right? So you guys should know everything about the family 4 dominance, at least from my perspective. Now, what you do is this: you have 4 options. So on your dominant chord, you can play a E dominant, you can play a G dominant, you can play a B flat dominant chord, or a C sharp dominant chord. Okay, and it's like, wait a minute, what did you get that from? Now, the way I explain it is this, and you can look at other videos to kind of, get more. But let's say anytime you're on the dominant chord, especially in transition, you can actually substitute it. So all that is I just literally created a diminished 7 over my my bass note. Now, of course, I talk about it a lot in the course as well, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. But just know you have options instead of just doing the regular tritone substitution, right? So sometimes you can do this, right? Which sounds amazing. So you can just kind of switch. So, okay. So that's another good way in transition when you're playing your 3, right? You can just say, what's a tritone away? Let me see, 3 whole steps. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. All right. So the chord I was playing was a C sharp dominant 7. Now, as you're going to see, I didn't really play this 7 in my right hand. I really just played a C sharp major chord, right? But if you want, you can put that B in there. Okay, so, but for me, it's implied. So I'm not even really worrying about playing that. I just play a C sharp major. Now I'm really skipping a lot of the theory part because I just kind of want you guys to be able to get it and you know, get to playing. So here we go, the 7 like I did. Okay, so it's not even really about the song that I'm playing because you can put this anywhere. All right, so now look what I did though. I did this. All right, so check this out. Drop 2. You don't necessarily have to just stay on the chord. All right, see, so what I'm doing is, and the reason I picked the C sharp is because out of my choices, right? So over that E, I said, well, I have 3 other choices. I can play any one of these dominant chords, right? Any one of these notes, I can make a dominant chord and just substitute it. But my melody is this F. I mean, yeah, the F. So I could have played a B flat. I could have done that. But I want to sound a little bit more outside the key. So that's why I chose C sharp major. All right. Now let's make it sound a little bit more outside by literally breaking it up into drop 2. So it's literally going to sound like you're in a totally different key for that time frame, right? Okay. So I really just broke it up. Okay. That's really root position in a sense, if you look at it like this. But I put my F on in the middle, right? Brought it down to the bottom. So here we go. I'm going kind of fast. All right. Now, before I went to my 6th chord, I did this. Just because, like, a lot of times I play the flat 9. Okay. So, you know, just to kind of bring it back home, you know, I just end up playing the diminished chord and drop 2 though. Okay, so watch this. And then, all right. So if we put that together, we have I love you. I love you. Love you, Lord. So I just stay on that 7. Watch this. All right. Now you have to see if you have time. You may not have time to go up here. You probably can do this. You know, let me see. You can probably do this. All right. So whatever you have time for. All right. So use discretion. So that's one way. Now let's keep that same chord. Now we're going to do a run. So I did this. I played the chord. All right, the timing probably was a little bit different, but that's what I did. Now, the hack, or pretty much the theory behind this is, since I'm playing a C sharp chord, I'm acting as if I'm in the key of C sharp for that time period. Now, I am thinking about it in a dominant way, okay? So the dominant scale, you're really just playing a regular major scale, but you're just adding in the flat 7, okay? Now, okay? So you guys definitely should know that, but I talk about that as well a lot. So, okay. So I'm adding in the flat 7 in the key of C sharp. Okay. I want you to know that. So while I'm on this E bass in the key of C, when I play this C sharp chord, I'm acting as if I'm in a key of C sharp for this time period. Okay. Now, when you choose any one of your dominant 7 chords, you remember? Since we're on the E bass, I can do that. Now, if you was in a different key and your bass note was your 3 was a G, you can literally make up not make up, but get your diminished 7. And now look, you have your options. Now, of course, you'll see a pattern here, but you know, won't go too far in that right now. But so what was I saying? Yeah. So if you have chose the G, then you can act as if you're in the key of G. Okay. All right, so let's move on. Here we go. All right, so all I did that same scale, the C sharp dominant 7 scale, but I started on the 3rd, okay, scale degree. So watch this. I'm doing it right here in the middle. Okay, so I really went from the 3 at the top to the 3 at the bottom in the scale. Okay. Now, of course, like I said, my main chord is the flat 9. So that's why I outlined the, okay. So as you can see, I kind of outlined that flat 9 chord or the diminished chord. Okay. Now, some of you may ask, well, wait a minute, why aren't you playing this? Okay, so we're not doing that, but as far as the family of 4 dominants, these are still the options that you have. So of course you may look and say, wait a minute, why you're not choosing that one? Okay, so that's not necessarily the rules. Now I'm going off of Barry Harris. Okay, these are not just things I made up. I'm going from the great Barry Harris. Okay, now here we go. So here we go. Okay, so I play the chord because my highest note is already there on the F, and then I just come down. So start from the 3, 2, 1, 7, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and practice it. Okay, so you can get better with the timing. So F, A flat, B, let me see, D, and then you land on your 6th chord. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I am trying to make this a quicker video. I don't want this to be too long. So yeah, you have options, guys. You don't always have to do tritone substitution. Sometimes you can kind of go outside the box. So you have a 7, 3. Okay, so that's another way. I'm still using the same chord over that 3. Okay, another way to look at it is if you're on the 3, you can just go let me see, 1, 2, 3, 3 half steps down and play that major chord. It's so many ways that you can, look at this, but I choose to look at it from the standpoint of the family of 4 dominants, because that can help me translate it to every key. All right, so I hope this was a value to you guys. Let me know in the comments. Okay, all right, take care. Talk to you guys soon.